A couple years ago, a really good politician that was running in District 20 came on Politics Done Right, the one that we do at KPFT. He came into the studio and I interviewed him, his opponent, and we spoke about Medicare for all, healthcare for people, all that good stuff. And he gave a solid interview. He's not a left-wing liberal. Actually, he's a pretty moderate guy. And in fact, I kind of went ahead and sort of try to push to get some of what he believed out, because I never thought I think many of the people running in Texas are not outwardly, they are not as progressives as Texas needs them to be. And notice I said they are not as progressive as Texas needs them to be. And the reason for that isn't anything within their soul, within their hearts. It's because of this false narrative that the Republicans in this state have one believing that the great Texas population are not ready for those things that progressives have to offer, which Texans are dying. Over 1 million Texans are without health insurance, and with COVID-19, likely a whole lot more. So they need support. So I saw this. I'm going to play this commercial that came on against this candidate that interviewed with me on Politics Done Right, and then I'll take it on the other side. So let's take a look at this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Troy Kulkarni is recklessly liberal.
So I support a single-payer system, and I would support the current bill for Medicare for all.
Kulkarni backs a socialist healthcare takeover that would eliminate private health insurance and could close dozens of rural Texas hospitals.
I would support the current bill for Medicare for all.
Shri Kulkarni's plan? Government-run healthcare for Texas. Shri Kulkarni. He's recklessly liberal. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now, I expect the Republican to play an ad like that. The belief that Americans, and specifically here in Texans, that Texans are stupid. And one of the reasons that they think that is, first of all, Texans don't vote. And why don't they vote? They do all kinds of things to make it difficult to vote, mind control, making it difficult with voter ID. I mean, if you want to move yourself ahead, you don't necessarily believe in gun. You're agnostic towards guns, but you believe in getting yourself ahead. So you enroll in a public university in the state of Texas, and that state of Texas gives you an ID. You cannot vote in Texas with that ID, but if you have a license, a gun license, a card that says I can carry a gun, you can vote and use that as an ID in Texas. So you see, the belief here in Texas is that we are all stupid. After all, there are 1 million of us without health insurance, Texans that is. And not only that, but we have to recall that even though there's 1 million of us, we don't want healthcare, even though our state, the state of Texas, is paying the United States government billions in taxes that we are not recovering to heal our people, to ensure our people. So that is what Republican orthodoxy in Texas is doing. And that person, Nehls, that is running against Kulkarni, that's what he is going to continue to promote in Washington. Actually, what he wants to promote in Washington is worse, because already in Texas, there are 1 million people that don't qualify for the Affordable Care Act because we decided not to accept the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act, which means they're without health care. 1 million Texans are without health care. Thousands of them die every year because of criminal negligence by Republicans in this state. Now, going forward, we are going to lose, assuming they go ahead and put that judge, Amy Coney Barrett, if they go ahead and install her. She has spoken out against Roberts protecting the Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act. So she's going to get rid of that. So what I want to bring up is as follows. We have the Republicans having the pelotas during a pandemic to attack another somebody running for Congress, a Democrat running for Congress, wanting to provide health care to more than 1 million Texans. And this guy saying, I'm going to take it away for you. And this guy's a socialist for wanting to give you health care. He doesn't want to change the Constitution. He wants to give you health care. He wants to make sure you can go to the doctor. He wants to make sure that if your kid gets sick, they don't die. He wants to make sure that if your kid gets that under 26, up to 26, your kid can still be on your insurance. He wants to make sure that is your reality. And he's creating advertising to make that a chain around the neck of a Democrat. To which I say, shame on you Democrats for allowing it to be used as a chain, as a noose, as a collar against you. Because you should be jumping on the bandwagon to say, okay, thank you for opening that debate. Now let's talk about what I am going to do for the people that I will represent in Texas, and let's talk about what you are going to do. And I can write a 30-second commercial, a 30-second ad that makes that person I am running against criminally negligent. Criminally negligent. Someone who is committing voluntary manslaughter against the people he represents. It is imperative that we put it in those terms. They are doing a good job at it. They're doing a good job at, go ahead, Kulkarni, socialist, Democrat. No, Kulkarni cares about you, will heal you, but if you don't vote for me, if you vote for Nehls, you're voting to get rid of your health care. You're voting to kill many of your fellow American citizens. You're voting to kill many Texans. Use his ad against him. Because Americans, and specifically Texans, are not stupid, but they want to see somebody who has the pelotas to fight for them. They want to see somebody who's going to say, this is what I will do for you, and this guy, if you elect him, he will kill you or many people who you love. I am the moral one here. This representative who supports your health care, is the moral person, is the person who, for those of you who are Christians, and many Texans are, Jesus would be looking saying, you are doing what I would have done. Nehls is doing the work of the devil. I'm just a humanist. I'm just saying, if I were a Christian, that is the narrative I would put. The opposition, those who oppose healthcare, those who oppose policies that make your life better, are doing the work of evil. Our Democratic politicians need to stop using Ivy League, whatever kind of advice they're getting from analysts. They pay these guys tens of thousands of dollars to give them advice. These are people that know nothing about how people are living on Main Street. These are people that generally don't know the real pain many are going through. Yet they create these ads that somehow they believe is going to resonate. Well, you know who speak to people who know people? Republicans. When they put their ads out, they talk to the common man. And that's why their ads are simplistic and to the core and go for the jugular. When we start doing that, we will win. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.